The podcast you are listening to of Holmberg's Morning Sickness is brought to you by my friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Trust me on this one. You've had barbecue before, but you haven't had it this good. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale, ericsfamilybbq.com.
Eric's Family Barbecue has arrived and is simply the best barbecue in Arizona. Come satisfy your taste buds with meats that are smoked over mesquite wood and sides that are made with fresh ingredients and tons of love. They have the best, juiciest brisket, pulled pork, rib sausage, turkey, or everyone's favorite, the Pitmaster sampler that includes all the meat and 4 sides, mac and cheese, potato salad, coleslaw, corn, or beans, yum. And for dessert, try some creamy banana pudding, amazing. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meat, mesquite, repeat. Make the trip, you won't be sorry. Dine in or take it to go. Go to ericsfamilybbq.com for more info.
Of course you did. I didn't know that. Belligerent drunk. Had no idea. I was working with a racist. Yeah, Brett just regaling us of the time he was kicked out of our own golf tournament. I didn't even know this. I didn't know you were removed.
Wasn't my fault.
That's what Kelly. Everybody who gets kicked out of something says.
Chris Kelly even admitted it.
Yeah. Oh, Chris Kelly got you booted.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, that's understandable.
Yeah. Chris Kelly, our weekend.
And what lesson did we learn from this?
Chris Kelly's fun.
When Chris's right eye disappears into like a watch eye, leave. Because he's going to fight ferns.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we all know that. Chris is going to the game with me Saturday.
Uh-oh. Hide the plants.
Well, that's what he said. And he's like...
or add more.
And Chris is he's fun.
Oh, he's great.
But he's Irish.
Yep.
So you get that...
Hit that wall.
That last drink that those Irish take, and the next thing you know, it's like, who's that guy? When did you turn into Conor McGregor? Knock it off. So he texted me yesterday. He goes, we're in. And I'm like, all right, if you got anybody else that wants to buy a ticket, I got a couple. And then he goes, no, I'm good, solo. Where are we pre-gaming? I'm like, oh, no, Chris. No. I'm not helping you get started. You get oiled up, you get diesel fuel in you somewhere around the third from me. But before that, you're on your own. I don't oil the Irish anymore. Lessons learned. Too many lessons learned that way.
Yeah, you know how to get to your seat. I'll see you there.
Yeah, I'll be there. The suite has soft drinks. I'm thinking about maybe, Brady, tomorrow, giving away 1 seat in the suite.
Ooh.
To a lucky listener who gives me $25,000. No, the suites are. I'm going to be bouncing around in that thing again. Fantastic. In Toledo, you're not allowed to buy one because you won't. Do you want one?
I can't.
You're not allowed.
Right.
You're actually going to be in town this time.
Yeah, you'll be here.
The credit card bill is too high.
That's your fault, lady.
I know.
Yeah, what do you mean? Card bill's too high.
We just went on the vacation.
Oh, and you financed the whole thing?
Oh, yeah. Made it rain.
You mean that Touareg drug that thing?
Yeah.
And you're in debt? Oh, boy. I might give you a ticket
that's
just because I feel
vacation.
bad. Yeah. My hand
No, that's where the ticket money has to go is toward that.
But I am going to tickle the listeners' balls a little bit. And then if I feel it,
snatch it away.
And I'm going to take it away. So I'm telling you right now, no foreshadowing. I'm going to make you think that I might do it, and then I'm not going to. I might even let you hold it.
Hang on, I think I got someone that wants to buy it.
Give it back or I'm going to call the cops. No, there's a good chance that I could have one and just say, my dad even said that because you get to meet Dan if you want to go, if you went with us. And that's the other thing. My dad's like, it'd be a great idea because he's always giving me tips on how to run the show. It'd be a great idea if you got a couple of those and gave them to listeners. I'm like, what kind of dough am I handing out to these listeners? There's tax ramifications to that for them. And he said, he goes, but then again, you'd have to entertain them. I'm like, says who? There's a game on. They're there for me. Would you feel uncomfortable? I'm like, I might not invite you now. You're getting a little weird about it.
Come on, one more picture.
My dad's in Texas, and he calls and he says, I don't know if I have any Suns gear anymore. And I'm like, well, I got shirts and stuff you can borrow. And I said, and if you borrow my shirts, I'm going to have to make you wear one of my new pairs of black guy tennis shoes.
Nice.
So I'm going to dress my dad like a 75-year-old clown.
Oh, man.
It's going to be
straight into Spurs for a pair of Jordans.
Yeah, he's going to ching.
He's going to be in Wranglers and Jordans.
I'm putting him in my bright orange Kyries.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna, he'll have, I'm gonna have him Jumpman shorts on. He's gonna be loaded
Last
up.
time I saw him, he had that almost rodeo belt.
Oh, he looks like he's won several rodeos.
It was adorned.
Has he got his name in the back of it too, like they used to do on the old rodeo belts?
No, he's beyond the level of the guy who has the burner that puts his name in leather.
Okay.
But I think
His belt that I saw last time said Pussy Wagon on it.
and it had an arrow down.
Yeah.
Ride the pussy wagon. It's a pussy Conestoga. He likes the West. But yeah, I'm dressing him up. I might even make him wear my Dua Lipa. That's what I'll make him wear, my Dua Lipa shirt with the Sugaboo necklace. I get to dress him. I told him he can't dress like a goddamn cowboy on Halloween. I'm not going to go. You always make fun of me. I'm not going to do it. I'll put some clothes on you. It's the tables have turned. When I was a kid and I'd come out and you're not wearing that. God damn it, get back in there. I'm doing that to him now. Get your cowboy outfit off. We're going to a real thing.
What's he rolling like Woody from Toy Story?
Yeah,
or
my
what?
dad's Woody from Toy Story. Yep. It's exactly what he is. I see pictures of him like, oh, come on. The bad thing is, as he's aged, he looks more and more like John Wayne. He had a cardboard cutout of John Wayne at his place up in Show Low. And I walked in and I thought he was there.
You're talking with it for 10 minutes?
I was looking and I'm like, geez, you're not very animated today, Dad. Something wrong? And just this thing, it's in a cowboy, and it's just this 6-foot thing. I'm like, and now but I think he sees that, and he's starting to dress like John Wayne and talk about Indians poorly. Just like the real one. Anyway, so yeah, I'll dress Dad up. But if again, a couple extra tickets in my hands. I'm not some broker. This is a fun time. Get a wild hair, Brady. I might just say, you know what? Give you a couple tickets to the game and we'll give it away. If you can split the atom in front of me. We'll have a game. We'll make it happen. We don't want to make that mistake. We'll all blow up. But, yeah, so I got them. So maybe. We'll see. Not going to give them to you, knobs. You want one, Brady? You're not allowed to go. Are you allowed to go? That money. Dollar signs in your eyes.
I could be.
Turn into Mr. Krabs.
I could be.
Yeah. Oh, that's a heavy price, SpongeBob.
Oh, jeez.
Out of the game, Mr. Krabs?
You asked me that, SpongeBob, but no. You don't want to pay the price? Not that invested?
I'm on the bubble.
Are you?
Yeah.
What gets you over that bubble? What kind of nudge?
Spread.
Free.
The
Yeah,
spread.
I think, dropping the price down to $100.
No. I guess the one would be if it goes all the way. I mean,
You want to go to 7.
Yeah, that would be probably the one to.
So you're holding out, hoping I get
You're going to pay double for that one.
I'd rather get it done, but if
That's not going to happen Saturday.
Right.
So yeah, I'd like there to not be a Game 7.
Yeah.
I'd like to go 5 and then win it on the road. I don't care. Game 7's too scary. Boy, you think you're feeling tense now. Imagine if that game was Game 7 last night. Oh.
Tight.
Oh.
That was a good game, though.
It was a good game. Your butthole would be achingly tight. And
definitely be a lot more talk on the refs and everything.
Game 7 is your own fault at this point. Win the next 2. Just get out of this thing. Gary texts me and he says, you're absolutely right about Al McCoy, John. That was nice. I'm tearing up over here. Don't be all gay about it. No, it's cool. And Al's a great guy. I got a lot of fans. Somebody sent me a picture of an album that was evidently made somewhere in the 70s of Al McCoy. They used to do albums of great calls by broadcasters. I got to get a hold of this thing. It's got
to be out there somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. It's an actual album of, there it is. Where'd it go? Album of radio broadcasts by Al McCoy. Magnavox presents Cinderella Sons, featuring exciting play-by-play action highlights and interviews from the incredible 75-76 Cinderella season of the Phoenix Suns with the voice of Al McCoy. And it's an album. Look at that. Alvin Adams is on the cover of the thing. Duncan. That is the coolest thing. That would be awesome to listen to, like once, and then own. That's pretty cool. Kevin Wilson sent me that, which is really cool. I like Kevin's picture because he's got a bottle of Menage a Trois wine behind his computer on its side. So he's blasted when he sent it. He's been pounding the wine and playing computer guy. I know what you're doing on that computer. And it ain't listening to Al McCoy. Drunkie. Jeremy's going out. It's Thursday. That means Operation Hydration is going, and we're sending old Jer out. Hayden and Indian Ben this morning. If you want to go on out and see him and help us out to support the Phoenix Rescue Mission's Code Red initiative, it's hot. It's feeling better the last couple days, but it's been hot. It's been a hot summer already. And the water thing, I watched on the news, they showed one of their code red trucks, their relief people going out with the water that you guys are giving.
Yeah.
And the news never said it was from us, but they were dropping water off to people, struggling, like in parks and things like that. It's like, here you go.
They have a whole.
It was great.
The system's amazing.
It's mobilized to a point where it was just some guy's car with a sticker on the side that says, I'm a heat relief person. And the guy's waving them down like, I need help. And it was great. So it all goes to a good cause. It was kind of neat to see it in action that way. It's a shame we have to do it, but fifth largest city, we shouldn't have people dropping out because they're too hot and they don't have water. So you can help out, and you guys always do. Let's fill that truck up again. Hayden and Indian Bend, head on over there and drop off a case of water with Jeremy and sign up to get Slipknot tickets. Corn and Stained will be there. You get all that stuff. He's got all sorts of KUPD swag as well. We'll chat with him in just a wee bit. Also want to say thank you to everybody for popping by Action Ride Shop yesterday to help out with that coffee. We giving away the 5-alarm brew and helping out the Phoenix firefighter charities, and the Mesa firefighters came by. I thought they were part of the thing. They just popped by to say hey, which is great. I don't even know that they're part of the charity organization.
Up off Stapley, and then as we were leaving, there they go, on a call.
On a call, yeah. We met a lot. And Michael Legault, who we've talked about, our very gay listener, one of our very gay listeners, as I've come to find out. He came by. He was the one who defaced the Tom Mix Memorial, came by and gave us Woody, the one that was on the actual Woody that defaced Tom Mix. He was in the place, so it was nice to meet Michael. He was a little too excited. When he met me, he said he worked for an airline at one point, and he used to have to shuttle the celebrities down the thing. Like the airline would say, you're one of our better looking, he's clean, gay guy. It's like, you're one of our better looking people. You go with the celebrities, so when there's a picture taken of them, Delta
some troll
is represented by somebody who is not a troll. We have this gorgeous twink walking next to the celebrity. So Michael was there, and he's like, I got to walk with Prince, and I got to walk with this other guy and some royalty people, and like the real Prince, like the one that's the Minnesota one. And he's like, but nothing tops. And then he sees you, Brady, walking. He goes, meeting you and him. And I'm like, this is too much. Yeah, you've overdone it. What you gonna do about it? Way too excited to meet us, but it was nice. And then I posed my theory of baby drownings not for them, but made a joke to a lady with a baby. And I don't know, she had a baby, and we were talking about cell phones and how did somebody figure out that when you drop a cell phone in water to put it in rice and it fixes it? I mean, maybe that saves babies. Nobody's ever thought of it. Put it in a bag of rice, maybe it'll be all right. They dry out. Maybe it's for real people in water, too. Like, you're over waterlogged, you get a little drowning thing. The firefighter puts
it out of the nooks and crannies.
A giant bag of rice, dehydrates you real fast. And you're like, woof, that was close. So I told her, I'm like, well, put it in a bag of rice, let's see. And the mom's like, maybe we test it. And I'm like, it's not a bad idea. Meanwhile, there's people just horrified listening to this conversation of like, well, we'll drown it, and then we'll try to bag it and see if it works. Nobody's thought of that.
People bought into it.
We need. Why wouldn't you? Who would have? If I'd have told you, is your phone wet?
People listening to the discussion.
Sure, they bought into it. I'm not kidding. Who would have ever thought a bag of rice would do the things it does to technology? Who would have ever thought it? Who's the guy who said, put it in a bag of rice? Maybe that'll work. I know that's got properties to soak up liquid. And your phone, have you done it? I dropped my phone in a thing of water and riced it.
Yeah,
Nothing's wrong with it. Yep. It fixes it. Have we tried it with people? No. I was doing that CPR. Rice them. Big bags of rice in the backs of fire trucks.
It fixes pigeons at weddings.
Not
rice in.
Okay.
Yeah. Not rice in.
Wow.
Rice them.
Rice them.
Yes. Why not? I'm not sure Grandma was too happy with the conversation about what I wanted to do to that baby, but
just don't ingest it.
Yeah. We can work it. We'll try it with rats first, and then we'll work our way up to people. But I think we're onto something here. Rice might be, people don't think of that. Penicillin solved so many problems. All it was mold on bread.
It dries things out. It turns pigeons into balloons at weddings.
Yeah, we can't have that. I have not seen that, but I've heard it's terrible. It gets in people's ears, like screws up their ears because it sucks out all your ear juice.
What, the rice?
Yeah, that's why you can't throw to weddings anymore, because the birds and because it gets.
Well, yeah, I knew the birds.
Ears.
I didn't know
it get in your ears. It'll screw up your ear forever. Like it takes all the moisture. I'm like, well, maybe it does that.
Now you get all the twinks out there with their bubbles and stuff like
bird
that.
Seed.
It's like, get the hell out of here.
Bubbles.
Yeah.
Well, they're gay weddings now. All the twinks and their bubbles.
Bubble guns.
Look, Liberace, I don't want to go to your wedding if we're not chucking rice at people. There's something hard. Bubbles.
And I'm bringing Uncle Ben's.
Yeah,
Not Ben's original.
I'm going to the old box, too. The offensive box of rice.
I'm going wild.
And I'm just going to chuck it at wet babies. I want to see.
You're crying? Rice it.
Rice it. Just dehydrates the kid immediately. Like, whoa, stops kids from crying. Who would have ever thought it worked this way for technology? And we've never tried it for things. I have a dead bird in my hot tub. By the way, Randy, the pool guy, there's a dead bird in the hot tub. Have fun today. He's coming in today. It's gross. I'm not touching that thing. I reached into the filter once and grabbed one, and it changed my life. I see dead birds. I'll never touch them in water. But, I mean, it's a little late, but I kind of want to see what a bag of rice would do to that. Like, what if I took it and just flew away?
And it revived.
Like rice's magic. I don't know what's going on with that, but it's a theory, people. You have to throw a few eggs. Was that the thing? You have to throw a few eggs at babies to make an omelet.
Yes,
I think that's the sentence that I'm working on. And I don't know if you guys are following this, but this is my favorite story of the day right now. Well, not the baby throwing thing. What?
John, you want to know why the reason rice works?
No.
Well, it's because it attracts Asians at night, and they come and fix your electronics
I've
under cover of
that.
darkness.
It's like the Tooth Fairy. I've actually read that before. And for a second there, I was like, no, don't, John, don't do that. Like magic Asian ghosts come.
Does?
Yeah. You put your phone in a bag of rice and you put it next to your bed at night, and you wake up in the morning and it's fixed because it brings in Asians.
The Asian fairies show up.
It's like
and fix
cookies
your
for
stuff.
Santa. Leave a bag of rice for them or they won't come fix it.
TV, whatever.
Lock the dogs up, though.
Does that work in math class, too?
Yeah. Oh, my God. Math class. Wouldn't it be great?
I brought a whole box of it to high school.
Lay your homework out.
First day of school, I just opened my backpack, and it's like minute rice. I'm like, oh, and then I have Martin Wong sat next to me. He would have been, I'd copied off of him. I'd have been good at math for the first time in my life. Once algebra hit, I was a moron. I could do math up until algebra. Algebra was like, okay, we're going to start speaking language that nobody here understands at all. And
nobody will care.
Good luck. And this will never matter to you unless you want to be an engineer or a mathematician. And I stared at those things, and my report card was A, D minus A.
What do you mean there's a second round of it, too?
Yeah, there's Algebra 2. Well, I haven't quite crossed this hurdle yet of Algebra 1. This is the easy one? Why do I need to know what a coefficient is? I don't even know what that means today. The coefficient is, and I'm like, I'm lost. And then I had this one teacher try to tell me that math is a language. It's like taking Spanish after, and it is. But she's like, everything's a sentence. Like, these are sentences. And I'm like, you're so losing me right now. Then just tell me the answer. Give me the whole sentence. Why do I have to figure it out? Then I'll learn to read it. It'll be easier. I can work backwards. You have to find out what D is. I know what D is. I'll show you mine right now. You're out. Take another week off in the library. I'm not going to learn math that way, lady. Sending me to the library. How am I going to learn math? John, quit saying your D is the answer. I write my D after each one.
Equals
my D. My D, not your D. Your D is whatever. You've solved your D. I solved mine. Get in the library. This is why I'm failing. You don't listen. This story's phenomenal. Now, there's an ongoing thing in the city about this story, and you'll occasionally see people with this written. And I think we have a listener who's related to this whole thing. And I don't know the details. I'm not picking sides. But there's a story about the Browns, I think their name is. And an old man got run over on Ingvar Gordon Road a few years ago. And it was a councilman's daughter that did the running over. And the family's been like saying this is a cover-up and stuff like that. They've been fighting.
Civil lawsuit or something?
So, there's been that and all this other stuff. Well, there's a memorial there where the guy got hit, right? And I think it was in 2015, if I'm not mistaken, where he was walking his dog on Ingvar Gordon Road, which is up by Camelback Mountain, and he got run over. And I don't know the details of how he got run over or what. But on June 30th, just a few days ago, the councilman whose daughter did the running over is caught on film taking the cross and getting rid of the thing.
Time for it to come down.
It's not his to do that.
Right.
Like, his daughter's the one that ran him over. Yeah. So, he's walking his dog. He gets run over.
2015.
Right? It was 2015. And it's been going on.
Howard Brown.
That's his name. He's been on for a long time. And I've had people actually come to me at events and go, look up the Brown story. Something crazy going on. Well, it doesn't help when the guy's name is Councilman Paul Denbo. Now, I don't know his story either. he could be so distraught or emotional that he can't drive by this anymore, and it's a PTSD thing. I'm not blaming him, but they got him on this weird surveillance swiping the cross off the memorial for the guy that got run over. You know how people put those crosses where people get killed?
And all the candles and flowers.
Took it, and they've got him on there, and he's accused of stealing it, which you can't do. Like, there's been times I've wanted to move a few of those things, like this is like a little boy got hit by my house, and people just piled teddy bears up on the corner. And like, who's going to clean this up?
There is a law that says you can't remove it? Because do they get the right to put it up there? Like, if you wanted to do it,
do you have to apply and all that?
That's what I'm saying. I'm wondering if they have a permit. I don't think so either.
But if it's not your house,
that could be illegal then
to take it.
Well, if there's not,
is it in front of a house or is it at the intersection, like those white bikes that they put out at the intersection?
It's just maybe been one of those things where you just leave it, unless it's. But if it's in front of your house, you got something there,
right?
Maybe.
Is it criminal though? I mean, if it's
sealed across off the thing,
yeah. Is it? I mean, I don't know.
I don't either.
Because you're putting it on public property.
Then I think it would be. But if it's
terrible.
Oh yeah, no. Morally, it's terrible.
You're the family responsible.
Right. Oh yeah.
But we're talking about the legality part of it.
Yeah. I don't know how much law you can do, but I mean, this is.
I don't think.
City councilman.
All the ones that I've seen.
That's the thing. The optics. You're a city council.
You're a city council member.
Or at least you were until 2018. No, he's back
now.
in. He's back in.
I think he was a vice mayor.
3 terms.
Vice mayor of Paradise Valley.
Paradise Valley. Yep, that's where it says.
And so that's when
still a council member in Paradise Valley.
But that's when the accident happened. He was vice mayor, right?
Yep.
Yeah. It's just terrible. So they got footage of the dude in some weird, creepy night vision thing, pulling the cross out of the deal. Going,
I think it was like at one of the meetings. It's got to come down. And the city worker's like, I'm not taking that. Fine, I'll do it.
I know, my family. I'm like, could you imagine?
I'm tired of.
That's like OJ remodeling Nicole's house. Like I got plans for the new patio. You can't do it. Well, I'm just going to come by and do a little landscaping at Nicole's house. Give me them shears. I don't think that's good. I felt uncomfortable for everybody involved. Because,
there's bad mojo behind it.
Oh, it's horrible. And then it makes the story Dateline worthy. Like, what's going on? Because the family's been all over this thing saying the girl the girl who did the accident, and I don't know what her deal is, was never investigated properly according to the family. And she hit the guy. And I don't know if they did DUI tests or anything like that.
Driving.
Or something happened where they covered it up. I can't imagine she's drunk and the vice mayor has enough juice. Maybe, but I doubt it in Paradise Valley to say my daughter's not going to go to jail for this.
Money talks.
I know
it's up in PV.
It's a lot of dough.
It's in PV.
That's true. That's true.
A lot of cash.
Not the vice mayor of Paradise Valley for
right
average cash.
Well, Paradise Valley might want to update his little bio here on the government website. Paul is an avid hiker and enjoys traveling. He's actively involved in the lives of his 5 adult children and grandchildren. Paul is driven, has high energy, can disagree without being disagreeable. Oh. He plays well with others and is a leader in every possible way.
I like that as an adult. You know what? I'm sold on that guy. Plays well with others.
In your bio, John Holmberg, 20 years in radio.
Plays well with others. I'm not so sure that's true, but I'm not sure. I a lot of times just like to take my things and go somewhere else.
Right.
Kind of an isolation guy. But yeah, the story's you don't like to see anybody in night vision swiping across. I'm not even a religious man, and that made me uncomfortable. I think the guy should get this out of here. He's been dead for a long time. I don't know who cleans those things up and what happens to those monuments. I've never liked them. I understand the family needs some sort of closure, but those roadside monuments to people dying, even driving by your wreck, Brett, makes me uncomfortable. And there's no...
Yeah,
it's just the...
Right, because the mojo?
Bent over pieces.
What Brett went through...
Yeah.
When was that?
97 or 98.
I can tell maybe when we talk about it, you're still uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah.
And he hit those cement posts on...
Yeah, those steel posts that block the power boxes on the side of the roads.
And it's still bent.
That. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Over on Country Club Road.
Right across the street from Costco.
And, he barely made it.
That one's you?
That's me.
I drive by that because my mom's in that area, so I got to go up there. And I drive by that, and I look at it, and it makes me uncomfortable because I know you and how terrible that is.
Yeah, there used to be red paint on the stoplight, too, post.
What you hit?
And then it's been painted since, but on my car.
It's hard to see.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure you still drive by and go, blech. Because I go by the one place I got T-boned. I don't like going through that intersection still. But, but those monument things that happen make you think terrible things. You go up the I-17, you see those white crosses.
That one in the median that's been there for years.
I hate that. I don't want to be reminded of that while I'm driving. It makes me uncomfortable just knowing Brett got in a wreck, where he got in a wreck, let alone, somebody died here. And then maybe it does make me a little more cautious when I'm driving to see those things, but it's real. I don't like a roadside monument. That's what cemeteries
What about
are for.
on the back windshield?
No, I don't like those
In
either.
honor.
No.
Memoriam.
I saw one about 2 years old.
The old English rest
yesterday.
in peace and all that stuff in the back window.
It'd been 2 years. It was on there. The guy's middle name was Beast. It was something Beast.
John the Beast Mugabe?
Yeah. It wasn't. Or Dan the Beast Severin. It
That
wasn't
could be. It
him.
wasn't either of those. Yeah, I'm not a
was
big
another
fan.
beast.
I'm not a big fan of the car in front of me being a tombstone. And I understand people with death have to have an
it's a way
outlet,
to-
but it's a strange one. That's what cemeteries and that kind of stuff is for. And I could see where you could put a little tribute to your. But when they cover up the back window, and usually it's covered up and it says Gutierrez, and it's like a 23-year gap from birth to the thing. Something. It's just something.
All in Old English on 59th Avenue,
At
Camelback.
first, I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's neat.
The one that's like 2 days is a little.
Like the infant.
Yeah. I've seen
They
it.
put
Saw
it on
one
their
of those.
car?
It was like 2 weeks old.
They put that
it's
on
like
their car.
Date, year.
That's somebody.
the same year.
That's my spirit animal.
How close was it? Because I'd stay away from that car,
Right.
depending on the recency.
I'll tell you right now. That's my spirit animal. That's not a real thing. Some guy's making people uncomfortable and just laughing his ass off on the 51. I put a baby tribute on the back of my car to make everybody puke in their. That's somebody being a jackass. Nobody would do that. Don't do. If you did that, don't do that.
Oh, somebody
Same
just
date is like you didn't even get through
2
a
weeks
month
apart.
Oh
and then somebody just messaged him. Well, can you play "Stillborn" from BLS for a wake up song now?
We cannot.
After this, come
Terrible.
on.
But roadside monuments make people uncomfortable. I never, until I saw this story, thought about how it makes the person who hit the guy feel.
Yeah, if you going by it.
You have to go by that every day, and it's enough to be reminded of the area, and let alone see the crime scene every single day.
Yeah.
That's why this guy kind of went, I can't do this anymore, and he snapped. I mean, you got to give it a grain in this one, unless, because have you had those people come to you and say, you got to talk more about this story? There's something going on in Paradise Valley. There's people who stand on the side of the road with signs that say, look into it, up in the area. And I'm
Still?
like, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they're furious. And I've had a few people email and ask, I don't know the story at all. I mean, that kind of stuff happens a lot. But
My family, it's my cousin's side, but my uncle, it was in Naples, Florida. But he was taken out. There's 4 of them in the car, and they're rear-ended. He was the one that he had a head injury anyway from years before. Basically, it was one of those deals that if you ever got hit in the head again,
it was over.
Pretty much.
So he had he's like a baby.
So the guy rear-ended him or T-boned him, and he was in the back seat. It wasn't, it was hard enough that the other guy's wife, had a broken collarbone.
Yeah.
Anyway, the guy was drunk. My uncle did die after that.
Oh.
And they impounded the car, but it was a sheriff's thing in one of the counties in Florida. And the wife was allowed to go in the impounding lot and get her purse. So my cousin had to hire a lawyer, had to hire a private investigator because she could remove
So you could take stuff out.
Yes,
Oh,
took stuff
boy.
out to get him. So it was just an accident.
Oh, crooked.
Yep.
Ooh.
It took about 2 years.
My favorite part of that is you stumbled over head trauma again. It reminded me.
I know.
It reminded me of when you did this.
Had a
It's one of my favorite things. Brady ever started to struggle over massive head trauma. He did it again.
when I talk about it, it's like, oh, it was a pumpkin.
Yeah, his head was.
It broke open like someone.
This is the video of him taking it, and it's all night visiony, so it's worse. And he goes and pulls it right out of the ground, and he's had it.
Yeah, he's not playing.
No, there's something going on where he snapped. So this is going to be a story for a
But
little bit.
what caused somebody to put a game camera up?
That is
On the
right
tree.
on.
I'll tell you, it's probably right on the gate.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's because it's on the road. There's a lot of
Is
high-end
that on
houses.
Invergordon or whatever?
I think so, but
Okay.
if it's not, like even Invergordon has all those houses are.
I'm thinking of
huge.
that corner like on Lincoln and where it used to be that one where
yeah.
Penny Hardaway, Matt Williams owned that house. It's in Lincoln. There's only about 11 houses back there. That's one of the gated.
I don't know that one, but the road's long. So I don't know where it happened.
Yeah, it
but
starts all the way up.
yes, but it's right there. So they got cameras. There's cameras everywhere. I ride my bike sometimes down Lincoln, and I'll take off down through those neighborhoods, and every single one of the gated things has a camera on each little. They're not
PV
fooling
is
around.
nothing but cameras,
It's all
even
cameras,
stop or traffic light cameras.
Don't pick your nose in PV.
No.
Because they're filming you. You're getting filmed every step of the way. Every house has 10 cameras on the front, and it should because there's people like me looking over the fence.
That corner, too, that Inver Gordon and Lincoln, is also right across, I think, from the court.
It's close to it.
Yeah.
It's right. Yeah,
so that would make sense. There's also a
He's got to drive by it every day. He's a city councilman.
Yeah.
He's got to drive by it every day. It's a crazy story. Nothing looks good in night vision at all. Even like sex tapes. Nothing looks good in night vision. Chicks look like
That's true.
slee stacks. Their eyes get all weird.
Make sure you stare directly into the camera at night.
You immediately, nobody's ever said I look more innocent in night vision. If you're in night vision, you're doing something is bad. Even cool, like military stuff in night vision just looks ominous and terrible, even when it's good. Night vision doesn't do anything for your innocence, but it's weird. It's a good story. I mean, it's going to be a great Dateline episode, but I feel bad for both families because I can't imagine being a family that's dealing with the death, and then you got the other side that's dealing with, the trauma. And I've always been amazed that when that stuff happens, that families end up uniting over it. Like the person who did the driving and the person died, they end up, like their family sometimes end up being close because they're united forever. It's crazy.
I remember we talked about it, years ago, and saying, should there be a time limit on the memorials?
On the memorials.
Yeah,
on
the sidewalks or, ones that are right.
Well, you and I wanted to go spray paint things white that had no business being white.
Like how it happened, because a lot of times it would describe the...
yeah, we were going to take toboggans, like a toboggan, and put it on the side of the 51. Or canoe.
Oh, all right, okay.
Just like because
you always have a bicycle or
like a unicycle, like something that makes people drive by and go, what the hell happened there? Like a guy in a unicycle in the freeway? Skis? Yeah, some flowers and a set of like cross-country skis. On Northern in the 51? What was the guy doing? It's terrible. It's a terrible cross-country freeway accident. Because you're right. How long does it last? And I've always wondered that when they throw the teddy bears and the candles and where does that go? Does the city pick it up and toss it? Do they give it to one time they did it for that little boy on Camelback Road and it was just teddy bears, and it poured rain.
Yeah.
So they're just giving these slushy, stinky teddy bears to poor kids afterwards, which that's fine, but where does this stuff go? Do they resell those candles? That's kind of crooked, too. Those Mother of Guadalupe or Lady of Guadalupe candles. Just put a new coat of wax over the top and put it back on the Walgreens shelf. I don't know how any of that works. I'm uncomfortable with it. I don't like any of it. But don't steal crosses off the side of the road.
Well, we had the unintended memorial at our house when we moved in Gilbert. That teddy bear and that big sign that said, "We miss you every day. We're sorry for your loss."
Right. That people dropped off at your place.
Dropped off at our house. We came home and it was like, what's this?
They missed the address.
And then I feel guilty. We're like, we can't throw this away. Do I go neighbor to neighbor and say, "Hey,
you recently lost a child?
Do you know her?"
Oh, that's for us. Yeah, sorry about that. It was across the street. So, how about a little something for the effort?
Yeah, come on.
A little $5 for the effort. Why don't you buy me lunch?
Do you guys know her? Can you get it to her, please?
Yeah.
Was it the wrong house then?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was his house.
Yeah,
no, I mean, but like they meant to put it at a different house. Is what?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I just put a sign out there saying "Wrong house, pal."
Man.
Throw that stuff in the garbage.
She don't live
Get the hell
here.
out of here.
She don't live
ain't coming
here
back.
anymore.
Brett's sign up there. Nobody died here.
Not at this address. Return to sender.
There you go.
What a dick.
Man.
Italian people deal with death differently than all of us. And
Do they?
oh, that's some sort of baby memorial building up there. I don't want this to keep growing.
Bringing down the property value.
That's right. I might have been responsible for this. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Not at this address. Hey, mailman, you do this? I've been here trying to wipe the gravy off my dad. I don't need this garbage building up in my driveway.
Yeah, Dad, I'll be there in a minute.
Hold on. There's trouble brewing. I got gravy all over my goddamn thighs. I got to take him out. I need to change the name to this. Say, sorry about your father. That would have creeped me out. Somebody dropping off.
No kidding.
A dead person bouquet. And at your
And it's
doorstep.
the wrong spot.
And I think you have to. I know in this day and age that's hard, but if you're a flower delivery person and it's a dead person bouquet, you can't leave that on the porch.
I don't think
somebody's got to answer the
by-
door for.
Yeah, what did you do? Did you go around, or how did this?
No, put it in the garage and just kind of.
Oh, you
couldn't
At least he's honest enough to say toss it. You just let it deflate.
Couldn't throw it away.
And they never came back?
No. We marked the day. We thought that there'd be another one the next year.
And I'm the dick. Thanks a lot.
No, he's more honest at least.
Come on, I couldn't throw it away.
Get this off my porch. Just put it in the garage and die like the child it represents.
Oh, man.
Well, that's worse than him.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No way.
Oh, it is.
Just in case they stop by.
Yeah.
Do you still have that cross and
You got
teddy? It's in my garage.
that half-deflated "We're sorry" balloon.
Well, I was waiting for the car to go by with the memoriam on the back window, and I'd have gone, hey, I got
Hold
it.
on, I have some impotent balloons for you in my garage.
Mr. Gutierrez, over here.
There were no balloons, so there was no deflation of the balloons. There was a bouquet, a teddy bear, and a giant sign.
Please tell me you planted the flowers.
No.
Oh, it would be great if it was part of your landscape and you took it and made it, put it in a pot.
It's a tree.
Something's
It's
still
a
alive.
beautiful tree. Yeah, somebody gave us a tree. It was pretty nice. It lived. Anyway, well, that's terrible. You're worse than Brett. Brett's at least open about how horrible he is. You just hide this in the thing. You didn't knock on any doors? I don't remember the end of the story being so terrible.
We didn't knock on any doors. It's
The
just
kid.
creepy. They weren't getting. They wouldn't have done it, right?
The boys would have knocked on doors and said, "This
They would have been 8 and 9 at
Who's
the
this for?
time.
Did it have a name? Don't tell the name
yeah.
just in case.
Yeah, I
Well,
think-
you still have pictures.
Yeah, let me
Well, you
find
could have just
pictures.
put up a next door app.
Google
thing.
that.
This was 6 years ago.
Not now. There was next door 6
Actually,
years
it was
ago.
10
Trust
years.
me.
No, it was 10 years ago.
I got kicked
because
off
it was
next
right
door.
when we moved in. So we've been
All
in
right.
this house 6 years. We were there for 4.
Was that the one you were hosing the AC off?
No, that was in Maricopa. Okay. It was cleaning the AC, Brady.
Stick that in the garage. Wouldn't it be awful if the kid it represented got trapped? It was like he was trapped in the garage and died of heat exhaustion. And that's exactly what you did with his tribute. You son of a bitch!
And they're dropping it off.
Appropriate.
For like 10 years in a row.
Honor him.
It would have been appropriate.
You were just going to wait a year to see if they do this annually, and
Yes,
then
right.
I got your last year's package too. It's a little bit brown and dead, like well, you know.
In Toledo's garage, there's like 10 memorials.
You're the worst person in America.
No way.
Yes, you are.
They
That is no, they're not. They made a simple mistake. They probably misread the 5 and the 6 because their eyes were so filled with tears, so they missed the address.
I think they missed the street.
This is it. Oh, just put it on the doorstep. I can't bear to face them.
Can't drive any longer. This is good.
And I wish you had a Ring doorbell. And as they dropped it off, said, "This, you're in better hands now." His ashes are in the potted plant. This is the way it's always. But that is their fault if they didn't do their due diligence.
I got a good watch out of it.
Yeah. And a torn kid's T-shirt was in. I don't know what that was. I was something.
What are you gonna do?
It was a drug down the road or something. You're terrible. You go door to door. You put up flyers like a
You
lost
wouldn't-
dog.
Stop. You of all people would not have done that.
If I bring it here,
Right.
and I put pictures on Facebook and say, whoever this belongs to, this is eating me up inside. I of all people, you're right, would be. I wouldn't just shove it in there next to the pivot.
Yes, you would
I
have.
would not.
Put it next to the compost.
I absolutely would not. I'd have come, well, think of the juice we've got here. Just say, look, this is an awkward moment. It's good radio and also good humanity, you slimy bastard.
How did I forget about this?
Man, oh, man. Brady, what do you think's wrong with him? Oh. Yeah, that's what I think, too. That's terrible. Did you keep is it still in there?
Oh, no.
Oh, you've moved since.
Oh, you threw it away.
Like
See?
Brett would have done right off the bat.
Should've just done-
It's in the
I
living
think
room.
we left it in the garage when we moved.
I would have brought it to the station, put it on Facebook, and said, I can't live with this.
I put
in
it
my
on
house.
Facebook. I didn't put it on our Facebook.
I remember you sent a picture. I didn't know that's how it ended. I thought you did the right thing. What if that family just moved here, and that's why nobody really knew where they lived, and the one person that tried to be nice, and then those people are living their lives thinking no one at all on the planet gave us anything when little Denny died.
Oh, come on.
And there it sits rotting in his garage. next to a Touareg with an overheated engine in it.
Engine's fine. Transmission might have been sweating.
Beat up a little bit. Well, at least it can still sweat, unlike that boy.
Oh.
He's ice cold.
Oh.
Toledo abandoned a kid, too, but, way after the fact.
It's a little payback.
Maybe it was from your dad.
Oh, looking for
Dropped
me.
off a
Okay.
little, not looking for you, just assuming one, and he's paying tribute. Man, oh man, that story is that back when they named that asshole game. We should do that again. And boy, oh boy, remember that one. Is that a top 5 worst feelings you've ever had moment?
Oh, 100%.
It's got to be on the
100%.
list, right? It's got to eat you up. There's too many questions. Who's the kid? Did you look
Way
in the
too many
news and try to
questions.
find like a?
We did, I think, at the time. Couldn't figure it out.
You didn't try that hard.
Oh,
I
we actually
appreciate Vesley's approach more. Throw it out. Out of sight, out of mind. It's like the boy.
Not my kid.
Not my boy. I didn't do it. I'm not saying. Allegedly. Man, oh man. Well, that took quite a turn, Brady.
Keep memorials off grass. The sign.
Here's your designated area for the memorial. Over by the Palo Verde tree, please.
Scott Haynes said, Brett would have written on the card, just like the kid, return to sender. Wow. Tyrus is like, what happened? You guys just went dark. Not us. Toledo did. I'm shining like a lighthouse right now. I'm like a beacon of hope.
Bright light.
No,
I'm the thing dead people follow right now. I'm so bright compared to this animal of darkness, this tunnel of... You're a black hole. Stephen Hawking found you.
hey.
You are the darkest of all the black holes, Toledo. That is emotional death. Man, oh man. What a lesson for the kids. I feel bad when the people who lived at my house 10 years ago, I still get their mail every once in a while. I've cracked a couple open accidentally, and I lick it back up, and I try to send it back. I feel terrible. I opened up a check for them once thinking, because I don't look at the names on the mail. I assume it's ours. And I cracked it, and I'm like, whoa. Like $8,300. Oh, Jesus, this isn't for me at all. I was going to throw it out because I felt bad.
Don't you put it on the people, kind of? Because it's like,
Sure, but-
if they haven't checked in on the
mistake.
following, once a
Like
month,
the way you
once
think,
a year,
Brady. It's kind of what I thought,
and
too.
because they're doing
You're blaming them.
If you're not keeping track, it ain't my fault.
Distraught people.
we did it, we're out of here.
Recently been through a
Distraught
horrible
people
trauma.
should be more focused, John.
They can't be.
Yeah.
That's what distraught means. You're focused on your distraught. What a dick. Yes, they should have been a little more diligent about their Google Maps, but they missed.
I'm not talking about that. Even dropping it off.
Yeah.
At least you're driving by and putting a fresh Teddy on there or something. you just don't set it up there and
How
leave
many
it, set it,
tributes do you have
forget
to
it.
do? Sure,
That's
you
what
set
they
it,
did.
forget it. That's a one and done. You don't want to constantly remind the people
Then
inside
why
their
put it
kids
up there
dead.
if you're not going to have
Just
it up
once.
there?
You don't go back a couple days later and go, by the way, still thinking about your dead kid. Here's another prize. It's like, hey, it's like a wedding reception all of a sudden. You don't want to show up over and over. And probably they didn't come back because they never heard from the people they thought they dropped it off for.
I
They didn't
thought
get a
that's the
thank
reason
you.
why you put them up there, so you can go by every now and then. And
No, it was on
Pay
his
respects.
porch. It was a gift.
oh, I
Yeah,
thought-
you're
was a
missing it.
memorial.
It was like a thing for him to give to the family.
No.
No, I thought it was a
No,
memorial
it wasn't
thing.
addressed to
It
me.
was flowers.
No, it
No,
was.
I know it wasn't
it was
addressed
in
to you.
his-
It was
yeah,
for
yeah.
someone else, but they put it on your thing
Yes.
as if to say,
Yes.
here to the family,
Yes.
this is for you in your time of need.
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't like a sidewalk
Oh, I
memorial.
thought it was
Right, no.
yeah.
But like you're saying, though, too, and can you imagine the people putting that out there and they're like, Dick didn't even thank
Yeah,
me
he
for
never
it, man. I
thanked
just
me.
went
Yeah.
through all this.
And they call and say, did you get my stuff? And they'd be like, no. Well, we did it. Now you got to do it again
Yeah.
and give it to the right person. And I would actually go back and say, I found out I dropped something off, and I'd knock on your door and go, hey, you're an ass because I accidentally left it here.
Hang on, got it in the garage. Let me go get it for
I
you.
thought it was a memorial put in the yard. It's like, I can't have this on there.
Well, one of my good friends in high school's brother got killed in a car accident with 3 other kids and in his own front yard. And they put crosses up in the front yard.
Ooh.
And it was the neighbors asked after a while, can we? And they're like, we don't know how else to cope. This is tough.
Kind of bringing down the
Yeah,
hose here.
I think they moved, and the new people, and that would be tough too. Like when you move, and the new people move in, they're like, we're going to get rid of the thing because it's you make it like a cemetery. Yeah, it's crazy. Well, Toledo would have just kicked them over. Brett would have made kindling out of it. I guess I'm the one with all the great big juicy heart.
Where did this come from?
I've had it forever, evidently. I didn't realize I was hanging out with so
Not
many.
buying it. I think you're pandering.
I'm not pandering to anything.
Pandering to the deaf
Yeah,
people.
that's it. Yeah. You're right, man. I'm pandering to goodness. How many people out there are listening to that? Pandering.
I'm not buying it.
You don't buy that I would be kind in times of death?
John, just
Brady on this one.
just combine your two ideas. Have Toledo throw out a bag of rice that morning. Soak up their tears. They'll be fine.
Sorry for your loss. Here's a bag of rice. Dip your head in it, twink. Boo-hoo. Life goes on. Well, not for everybody. What a terrible story just told about himself. That's just awful. Sorry about that.
That took a turn.
That did. I'm just going to take a couple hours off.
He still has the
Reassess
fruitcake.
my
It doesn't
friendships.
go bad.
Yeah. You'd do it. Maybe you're dark,
if it's
too.
if a package is dropped off to someone, yeah, I'm finding out.
You're going to go door to door. You like going door to door without a package. You just like talking to people.
You want one?
Yeah, you might. Brady might dummy one up.
I'm sure you have someone in the family that...
Somebody recently died in your family? No. Are you sure?
Better check.
Anyone you know?
Smells like cheese going on. You got some sort of fondue brewing in there? That must be some sort of death meal.
I've got fondue.
So Brady said at my uncle's funeral.
How about a wake next Thursday?
He didn't know my uncle at all. Brady showed up at my uncle's funeral, and the first words he said, I say, what are you doing
Where's
here?
the spread?
And he goes,
What's the spread like?
and the next time I'm like, well, thanks for coming. That was nice.
Good spread.
That was a good spread. The pinwheels were. In fact, you taught me that day what a pinwheel was. I didn't know what pinwheels are.
Got a whole plate of pinwheels here.
Like, what's
Not
pinwheel?
messing around here,
That's
Johnny.
these sandwiches that they cut into these like medallion shapes, and they look like a pinwheel.
Like, oh, no. I wonder if Bob knew that. Well, we'll never know. And Brady's at Uncle Bob's funeral, and everybody's looking at me like, who's this guy? I'm like, where did Wilford Brimley come to my uncle's funeral? Well, that's Brady. And you went for the food. Ronnie had to come, too. You brought her with. It was nice of you.
Said, do you want a good meal?
But I realized why it happened later.
Yeah.
Because when my Uncle Bob passed away, he didn't live here very long. So we didn't have a lot of friends in the area. It was basically some family, me, and then the guy performing the ceremony
I got you a reference.
was your buddy
Yeah.
and our friend Bill.
Like, well, if
I love
he's
Bill.
going.
Bill performed my first failure. I mean, marriage. He's a great guy. So you were kind of part of the host of the feud.
Yeah.
And then
I brought the party.
the pinwheels. Yeah. It was nice. My Aunt Connie liked you quite a bit.
Nice spread.
Your friend's nice. I like Aunt Connie. She make these pinwheels?
Yeah, Brady was hammering the
I'm
pinwheels.
unbelievable at wakes.
Are you good at wakes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, either way. Just pop by door to door today with a dummy basket, and maybe you'll learn that somebody's had a recent tragedy
Give
and
me
you
that
can be
basket, Toledo. I'll spin it.
Oh, you lost your kid.
fine. Yeah, it's been like 5 months though.
You got a pool table. That looks nice.
Do you want to come in?
I do. I'll just drop this little death basket off for you, and let's play a little 9-ball.
Sorry for your loss. I'll tell you what, hell of a pantry. You gotta do
Hell
it.
of a pantry. These floors bamboo. I got that. Nice. I like it out here. So, howdy, croak.
AIDS.
Oh,
No. Blood transfusion.
Forget the basket.
I see blood transfusion.
All
from
right,
the
there
twink.
was balloons.
There was balloons. You put and that huge
Look
sign.
at the sign.
I'm not saying names,
Yeah.
but it says I will miss you blank.
Yep.
She died at the door.
Way to go, Toledo.
Look at that big long poster board letter that nobody ever received. Oh, Richard, it's worse than I remember. Oh, Richard. Oh,
How
Richard.
about the name? Oh, wow, yeah.
What stands out in that? I can't read it.
We all know you're in a way better place right now.
In this doorway.
In the garage.
Yeah.
A dancer. She was a dancer.
All right, that's enough. Too many details. The kind-hearted Holmberg has to step in again before Brady gives the game up. Oh, my Lord. Daisies, 2 teddy bears, balloons, and a
I
gigantic
think that's
note.
a ceramic frog.
That's our frog.
Okay. Blended it in?
They mixed it up.
Yeah.
Maybe she was bludgeoned to death by a by a ceramic frog.
By a garden frog?
You don't know. There it is. Put it on top of that. There's the weapon.
We need something to prop it up.
Wow. Hello, Twitter world. Let me tell you.
No.
That is the worst patio I've ever seen.
Yeah.
OJ, please. Anyway. Wow. I'm uncomfortable. I don't know how to transition out of that. Boy, Al McCoy was good last night. That Al McCoy. Shazam! I got to tell you, Tim, there was a death basket on my door. Book her for 2. What'd you do with it, Al? I threw it in the garage like
Wham,
a decent
bam.
person would. Wham, bam, slam! Right into the recycling bin.
Would
Anybody
it be
want
bad
a
to
teddy?
put it out there now?
Put it back.
Like to post that and say, whoever put this on there is the
Yes,
wrong
it would.
address?
Yes, it would.
Just want to let you know it was the wrong address, but
10 years
10
later.
years later?
yeah.
No, that's terrible.
No.
You know, well, I see what you're saying. It's like,
They're over it.
Toledo.
reignite
wanna
this.
know.
You don't. Just at this point, you die with that.
Guy says, Toledo, did you also steal your brother's school bus memorial and then say it should have been with your dad?
Well, did you?
No.
Oh, my. All right. What's on the big board of musical treats?
I don't know how we're going to
Jesus,
compete with that,
me
but
neither.
I'm framing that thing and putting it up in the living room.
Oh.
Nice.
The memorial to
walking, yeah.
nobody.
So Dexter
People come
collects
in.
blood slides. Toledo collects baby memorials.
It's not a baby.
Not a
She could
baby.
dance.
Not
Yeah.
a baby.
In this note, there was dancing mentioned.
They could dance.
Yeah, we don't even know if we're gender specific on this. They danced.
And no, it wasn't a practical joke. They went to a lot of effort with that
no.
note.
It's a terrible practical joke if it is one.
Yes.
The worst episode of the Joker show. Wow.
You got to get the frog out of there, though.
Yeah, the frog. Yeah. You still have that frog?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course. It represents so much.
everything else went in the garage, but not the frog.
The frog stayed. It was decorative and kind.
Frog was ours.
Yeah, that's right.
Frog belonged there.
And somebody mucked it up with all that junk. That gaudy decoration they threw out. Oh, my Lord.
All right, on the heels of that, the Wake Up Song brought to you by Action Ride Shop.
On the dancing heels of that.
If you're trying to...
Yeah, there you go. Soft shoe out of that one, Brett.
I don't know what I would do if I saw that on my front door.
Exactly.
I know exactly what I would do. What a decent person would do. You go door to door until you find out who died. Or you diligence. I
absolutely
certainly
not.
don't just stuff it
No.
next to the
Someone door
fertilizer.
to door, first of all.
I go door to door. Or I ask a couple neighbors, hey. And I know you put it on Facebook and got a response, but that's because nobody follows you. But either way, you go door to door for a minute, not with the whole package.
Yeah, because they might know.
And you
of
knock
a
and just go,
relative.
hey, I got a delivery at the house. Do you know anything about this? And they're like, oh, it's 3 houses down. You just find it.
At least there weren't like clogs
Oh,
or
this is horrible.
ballerina slippers
What?
or something like that left in the.
Why is that better?
No, it's not. I'm saying at least there weren't.
Oh, my God. Wow.
all right, the Wake Up Song
Tap
brought to you
shoes.
by
We should have played
Action
the
Ride
Chicago
Shop.
song.
I feel sorry for Josh and the boys now.
Doug
Follow up that.
Hopkins said, cancel everything. I'm horrified by this segment. I no longer. I don't blame you, Doug. I'm not going to mention the great Doug Hopkins. My guarantee is I don't mention you anymore while I'm in the
Hey,
company
Doug,
of these
can you give me a price on that old house?
Yeah. Doug won't sell that one. Doug had to redo his commercials now. I'll sell almost every. I'll buy for cash. Not that. Not as is with the cemetery on the patio.
Quitter, Doug.
Jerk. He's seen a lot too.
I wonder if he'd go and rip the crosses out
No,
of
no, he'd
your
buy
friend's
that.
Oh, there you
front
go.
yard.
Yeah,
Man,
as is.
This
We should ask him that one.
just terrible. Anyway, go ahead.
right,
Action
so
Ride
we're-
Shop.
yeah.
We were there yesterday. It was an awesome place.
Oh, it was, yeah. So if you guys are looking for the new coffee, we got the brew over there.
That's right.
Action Ride Shop got you hooked up with that, as well as all your bike needs. I'm going to go back there probably today or tomorrow and buy a new bike rack for the bike.
I got one yesterday.
Yeah. So
Action Ride Shop did very well yesterday, based on us. I mean, we had a lot of people show up, and bought, and thanks to everybody who showed up, bought coffee. Austin and Chad and Michael and all the people that showed up, and I'm forgetting a few, but and the coffee was going. I got a couple of bags of that coffee. I bought a new bike rack. I got shirts.
Yeah.
I got a helmet. I was like loading up at the end of it.
Jose showed up too. I guess he's got something in store for us coming up.
Yes, that's going to be great.
I can't wait for that
So
one.
yeah, thanks to the guys at Action Ride
Yeah.
Shop. They're always awesome.
But
They were great.
check him out on
Shop
Facebook
dog.
as well as Instagram.
buddy.
And we got video of Brady riding his new bike
The
in
electric
this
Rocky
thing.
Mountain. If at the very least,
Three-wheeler.
run over to Action Ride Shop and ride the kinetic electronic bike. Just give it a spin. It goes 22 miles an hour, and you can change that later.
You better get there quick. I think Tripp bought that one.
Tripp wanted to get it. Tripp looks at this bike, and he goes, and he's talking to me. He goes, if I buy this, could I keep up with you on the mountains? I'm like, oh, you could keep up, but you got to keep the bike upright, too. That's the difference. I mean, this thing becomes the ride to Taco Guild. It's a little motorcycle. They're so fast. You rode it. It's so much fun. Brady passing cars. And
yeah, he did.
Yeah, it was great. It's fun.
Get out of the way.
Yeah, just for fun, go ride one of those and just realize what they've done with the technology of bikes. And Action's got a couple of them right now. It's great.
All right, so a lot of stuff up here. Dead Skin Mask going what we were talking about. Like I said, somebody requested Stillborn.
Jeez.
And, of course, we got the Phoenix Sun songs for Joe Esposito, You're the Best. Frank Stallone, Far From Over.
Yes, there it is. Stallone's the winner. Frank Stallone, Far From Over. It's the wake-up song. For anybody remembering it, that's what's going to happen. By the way, Ryan Weber has a question. Says, Brady, if that thing got dropped off at your house, but it was an edible arrangement, would you still go door to door?
That thing can't go to
waste. You don't
waste.
drop off perishables as a death thing.
That's right. That kid ain't eating it.
Yeah. Perishables for perishables are not a good idea.
They're going to get the poster and the balloons.
Only can't. Things that last forever have to represent the death, because that's the world he's in. You guys are terrible. Terrible. I can't get past how horrible that is. I don't remember it. But anyway, we're going to fix it. Little Frank Stallone will fix that.
Of all the people to get it.
Of course, yeah. The worst human being alive.
You guys.
I'm just saying, the lottery of that to happen.
It's Adolf Hitler! Toledo, shame on you!
Little Gilbert Gottfried Hitler in that. Yeah, the worst people in the world are like, this guy. Hold on a second, another visitor.
A hero, I'm a part. You terrible person.
Pol Pot thinks you're bad.
It's a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode.
My name's Richard Toledo Sr. I just wanted to say I think you guys realize why I made my decision years ago.
That'd be Sir Doom, sir.
I was waiting. I thought he'd be in way earlier.
It takes him a while to find you. Wants to stay out of sight. He only calls.
It's just the right station.
He called Beth first. Say why he abandoned the guy. And Beth just de-slapped him into the ground. Anyway, sorry to Doug Hopkins for that entire thing. He didn't bring you that. And Action Ride Shop and everybody else who spent high-quality cash on this station to hear Toledo talk about his grave robbing days.
Yeah, that picture only just had what was left of the memorial. There's
you don't know what was underneath there. It's like
yeah, here we go.
a bag of her rings.
Yeah.
Her wallet. May or may not have had cash in it when it was returned. Oh, you're terrible. You're the worst person I know. Did you ever finish that story before? I don't remember it ever being this bad, unless you're just refreshing everybody.
I'm refreshing everybody. It was said the exact same thing.
I don't remember this being this awful.
I don't either.
Yeah, well, maybe we were in a different place.
Oh, that's too bad.
Maybe therapy has helped, and I've become a good human being because I'm better than you. One thing therapy's taught me is how much better I am than you.
Eat it,
I'm a good person.
I'm a much better person than Toledo. I can live till tomorrow knowing that I'm not the worst one on the planet. Or in the room, even. Man. Well, I will see tomorrow's alarm clock, if given the gift. Man, oh man. All right. Frank Stallone ready?
Keep milking it, Holstein.
You know I will. This is new to me again, so I'm really enjoying it. Again, I told you I got the love of radio back from Al McCoy yesterday, so this is fantastic. By the way, Melissa Villaseñor's coming in later. Have you heard her Kristen Wiig impression?
No.
Amazing.
I don't know if there's anything you can do with it, but it's horrifyingly good. Like she's going to come in later, and I'm kind of tiring of impressions. The internet's ruined it for me.
Right.
And I like doing them, and I like playing around with it. After a while, you're kind of like, and then now everybody does them, and they'll do them back to you. I'm like, what's the point of, like, I'm trying to do good. This one she's got. Like, that's why you try to work on stuff nobody else can do rather than just basics, because then you don't want to hear everybody else do it. Matthew McConaughey was when I realized it's over. Is that you can do a great Matthew McConaughey, and it doesn't matter, because everybody's going to do their version, and they think they're just as good, so it's just pointless. This Kristen Wiig thing she's got, it's you close your eyes, it's stealing her soul. Like, she swipes her soul. We're going to make her do the whole interview as Kristen Wiig, because it's amazing. It's incredible. It's jaw-dropping. There's when she comes in, she does some of the best I've ever heard. as far as because girl impressions are different. But she does Britney Spears. It's frightening. Billie Eilish, I think, is hers.
Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande is amazing. Ariana Grande does a great Britney Spears.
Right.
Yes, but this Kristen Wiig thing. Somebody sent me that yesterday. I'm like, good God, I'm putting down the tries. There's nothing I can do close to that. I like my OJ quite a bit, but my God. It's becoming a character more than it is an impression, but yeah.
I'm just saying, man, it's like you killed her and took over her soul, which I know a little bit about doing that. Sucking the soul from people is hard. Ask Toledo. He did it to that little boy. Just suck the soul out of the entire death experience.
Call me Candyman.
And I hope you're listening, folks, who lost that little dancer because, Candyman swiped it. He didn't even, the body was still warm. He's like, nope, nobody's getting gifts. I just can't. I saw Toledo when Princess Diana died, scooping up all the roses in front of Buckingham Palace, getting them out of the way, too.
Beautiful rose garden now.
Anyway, let's do it.
John, your station blipped off for a little bit this morning, and all of a sudden you have a conscience. What the hell happened?
Yeah,
Next thing you know, you're going to start talking about how you like the WNBA, and you're going to start renting suites for their games.
Yeah, okay.
Never mind, those are free.
Yeah, right. There's suites for the WNBA? What? Well, maybe it blipped off because Brady's God got involved for a second. Anyway, let's do it. Frank Stallone. I bet you wish it blips off now. This one's not bad. Was this off of Staying Alive?
Yeah,
this is off the album from the sequel of Saturday Night Fever. Because John Travolta.
I think I've heard this one.
Sly Stallone directed the sequel to Saturday Night Fever called Staying Alive, and it's just terrible.
Oh.
But he made Frank do all the songs. But this one's called You're What? You're Still Alive?
Far From Over?
Far From Over. It's a great song.
For the Suns.
Dance everyone.
Far From Over. The Sky's Not Falling. Again, 3-game series, 2 at home. You'd have taken this if I'd have said, let's just transport ourselves into July. I'll give you this deal. You'd be like, let's do it. Suns and fun. All you got to worry about is this best of 3 now. Don't worry about the first 4 games. It's back to zeros. You're going to be all right.
Arizona's most powerful rock radio station.
It's out of control now.
98 KUPD.
You've been listening to Holmberg's Morning Sickness Podcast, brought to you by our friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Eric'sFamilyBBQ.com.